Hello, everyone. Hello, YouTube. Hello, Facebook. Wow, I am live in two different places right now. Hi, my name is Anya. It's spelled A-N-J-A. It looks like Anja, but it's really Anya, like Tanya without the T. I manage at Anya Wade Music as well as at Anya Wade Music Studio, and I am a professional guitarist based out of Los Angeles, California. So today's live session is going to be just kind of get to know me, chat with me, / 5 practice tips that I'm doing too right now that I'm going to share with you. So 5 practice tips for your musical practicing that you can put to use to strengthen and deepen your connection to your instrument. So if you would, leave me a comment and let me know where in the world or where in the United States you're tuning in from. I know that I have some followers or some subscribers from Brazil and different countries on YouTube. So if you're tuning in from another country, please let me know where you're from. I love learning about that kind of thing. So yeah, without further ado, let's see. Oh, and feel free to ask me questions. I'll try to get to them as I'm going through and sharing my practice tips. So I took notes so that I wouldn't forget anything. So first things first, my first practice tip is to keep a practice journal. This is something that a lot of people know to do, but you might have fallen off the wagon or gotten out of the habit of doing this. I am currently trying to be strict with myself about this. So use a practice journal to document what you've been working on. Add a date to each entry for reference. So this could be like a notebook, a notepad. It could be a really pretty bound leather journal, whatever you have on hand. It doesn't have to be fancy. Add a date to every entry so that you can refer back and know like the timeline of your work, really. This is really handy if you're balancing studying different instruments. Like if you're working on, for instance, bass and guitar, or I don't know, like piano and voice or something like that. It's also helpful if you're learning several pieces or working on several concepts. And it's particularly helpful if you are managing your practice routines during a busy time. Putting the date down and documenting what you're working on really helps avoid interruption. So if you are distracted by all the other chaos in your life, but you know that you have an hour a day that you are going to devote to practicing, or an hour a week, or whatever it is, then it's nice to have in your practice journal something to refer back to so that you can remember, oh yeah, I need to pick up where I left off, and that was with X, Y, or Z. So definitely recommend it. Yeah, so pointer number 2, or practice tip number 2, is to, this is maybe one that you haven't thought of before or haven't thought of in the context of practicing before, but this tip is to listen to your influences. So what I mean by that is, let's say that you're very influenced by a specific instrumentalist or a specific producer, if you're a producer, or a specific vocalist. Try Googling them, or try looking for interviews or bios or books where you can read about who their influences were. And then you can study not just that music, not just the music of your personal influence or your personal, maybe artistic reference point, but you can dig deeper. I find that this is a really good way to broaden your vocabulary on your instrument and also deepen your artistic choices. You just really can dig up a lot of history this way and sort of get past a surface level understanding of what you are working on. So let's see, I'm just gonna move. I can't see the chat bar. I'm new to this, so I hope y'all will be patient with me as I'm learning. Oh, hi, I have people saying hello. Hi. Oh, from South Carolina, that's awesome. I was born in North Carolina. Hi to my Facebook people. So, by the way, if you're just tuning in, this is a live chat as well as me sharing 5 practice tips that I'm taking to heart as well right now during this time. So, hi, if you guys feel comfortable, will you leave me your first names also so I can be like, thank you, so-and-so, because I recognize some of you at this point by your username, but I don't know how to thank you personally for your support. So if you feel comfortable, you can drop that in the comments. Am I from Madagascar? I am not from Madagascar. I am from the United States. Hi, Chris. Thank you. I'm not from Madagascar. I am from the United States. I was born in North Carolina, moved to Pennsylvania when I was a little girl, and then in the past few years relocated to Los Angeles, California. So currently and probably permanently, I am a Californian now. So I shouldn't say probably. I am a Californian now, which is wild. But yeah, okay. So Madagascar, that's cool. Are you from Madagascar? You could, I don't know, tell me more. Okay, anyway, so the 2 practice tips we talked about so far were keeping a practice journal, listening to your influences, which might take some investigation or research. Number 3 is to set goals. So be intentional. You want to record your goals in your practice journal. And goals can be really all kinds of things. It could be a goal for your repertoire. Maybe you're looking to expand the collection of pieces that you know by heart or that you're super familiar with. Maybe you're hoping to learn a new skill set. Or maybe you are giving yourself a creative goal for production. Maybe you want to mix, I don't know, a certain number of songs each week, or maybe you're a songwriter and you want to write a certain amount of material each day or each week. But be intentional and be as specific as you can be. I find that that's helpful too. Don't just say like, oh, I want to get better at blah, 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 you know, and be vague about it. Tell yourself like, I want to do X, Y, and Z and strive to complete this by blah, blah, blah. You don't even have to set a completion date. I think the most important thing really is just keeping track with your practice journal with the date to have that as a reference point. So you know, like, okay, am I on track? Am I addressing the things that I said I wanted to make progress with? And I think being intentional is so important, especially during this time where you can be really easily distracted by all kinds of different things. Like, obviously, the news is really heavy, and emotionally that can be distracting. Social media is distracting. It's just a time where it's nice to feel protective of your practice space as a space where you are intentional and committed to doing good, consistent work. So setting goals is my 3rd tip. My 4th tip is pretty self-explanatory. That is to learn an entire song by ear. So this would mean to, oh, thank you for the thumbs ups on Facebook. So that would mean, sorry, I like the squirrel, ooh, shiny. Learn an entire song by ear. That would mean not having a chart or written music in front of you. So really listening, pulling a song off of a recording or recording a live performance of a song. That's another sort of extra tip too. Like if it's not frowned upon, like if you're in a setting where the musician wouldn't mind that you're recording them, if you hear something that you like, snag a recording of it on your phone or something like that, and then you can go back and study. You can transcribe is the word, but you can go back and study what you liked in that voice memo and learn it by ear. So I think we get away from the fact that music is an oral tradition. Like hearing tradition. And it's not just about ink on a page. So learning by ear is really great. Learning by ear for all parts of the song is really helpful too. That's something, this could be a process as maybe like a longer goal, or takes longer than you might think in certain situations, depending on the piece or the song that you're trying to work on. And also the instrumentation. But I would really challenge you, as I'm challenging myself, to pay more attention to things like bass lines, or in like non-classical music, if you're working on like, I don't know, like in a pop setting, for instance, you might be, you know, less aware of, for instance, what's happening on an electronic drum kit, or what's happening in different synthesizer lines. I often find when I listen with headphones to things that I pick up on layers of harmonies, whether it's like guitar lines that are harmonized or vocal lines that are harmonized that I might not otherwise pick up on. Mel, hi. Sorry, long time no see. Okay, so yeah, oh, hi on YouTube. Hi, Ben. So yes, learning an entire song by ear is really beneficial. It can feel like a tedious process, but I promise you, the work that you put in for each element of the song that you learn by ear makes it that much more meaningful when you do figure it out and you commit it to memory. So learn an entire song by ear. You can take notes. You can write down what you're learning by ear. It doesn't have to be pretty. You don't have to write it down with notation. You can make whatever notes help you remember what you discovered by ear. So it could, I mean, I, like when I was first starting on guitar, I would just really listen to like blues records a lot. I had all kind of ways to tell myself, like, you know, there's so much bending and hammer-ons and pull-offs and things that happen in blues music that, like, yes, sorry. Chris says, I was gonna say good headphones are amazing for picking out things you wouldn't otherwise notice. I totally agree. I actually think it's kind of a result of being in quarantine that I have taken that to heart. Like, I think I knew that, but there's something about like settling into a good recording with really good headphones that has you kind of go like, whoa, didn't realize there was that going on. And actually a couple notable examples for genres that I maybe, just songs that I maybe would have like glossed over as being like, oh, that's a famous pop song, like, or, oh yeah, that's that song that's really famous. Two examples of this. So, and also this kind of goes back to listening to your influences, but let's see, Raspberry Beret by Prince actually has a harpsichord part in it, which is like, what? And there's some history to that. His keyboard player, I forget her name at the time, was really, she was just like a wizard at piano and keyboard instruments. So there's that. And then also, this is totally random, but I was listening to different recordings today too. I'm starting to learn more about mixing and things like EQ, compression, all the basics, just from the ground up. And the song Bootylicious by Destiny's Child. Hi, Clara. The song Bootylicious by Destiny's Child, which is like, it's called Bootylicious. Like, what kind of profound meaning can we draw from that? Like, let's maybe not go there. But Bootylicious actually features, like that opening kind of guitar part, or like the rhythm that drives the song, is actually a sample from a Stevie Nicks song called The Edge of 17 or something like that. And I was just like, these are things that I maybe wouldn't have appreciated if I hadn't had a good pair of headphones on, really like checking out the different elements of the song and trying to figure out like what the deeper context or like history or artistic choices or even production choices, really. That's kind of a production choice, huh? To sample something that prominently in a track. But yeah, anyway, So I don't mean to ramble. I'm like thoroughly excited right now. This is probably also the most human interaction I've had in several months all at once, because in California, it's a really, really heavy time right now. And we've been dealing with quarantine and various levels of lockdowns for months, several months now. So thank you all for being here. I'm not done. I'm not wrapping up. I just want to say, like, thank you so much for even caring to check in and say hi. It kind of blows my mind. So thank you for being here. Anyway, practice tip number 5. This is a really good one to kind of parallel the idea of being intentional and setting goals. So set a timer for your practice session so that you aren't distracted by your phone or a clock. So I've realized that my fingertips just automatically will go to it. I will fall down a social media rabbit hole or check my email or be tempted to listen to a song or do this or that on my phone. Even if I'm just picking it up to check the time. So when you're practicing, if you can, even if it's for 10 minutes, 15 minutes, if you can set your phone to do not disturb, or you can set a timer, or you can do both ideally, it's just going to afford you a peaceful space where you really are protective of the meditative quality that you need to have intentional practice. And I'm not being preachy. I'm telling myself this as much as I'm telling you. I really find that this digital kind of addiction to devices right now is like a little scary. And I think it's really helpful to know that there's a timer that's going to go off that says, hey, time's up. Like, you can come back to the real world, or not the real world, but you can come back to what other plates you're spinning or all the other responsibilities that you have. Or now you can check Instagram or whatever, social media is a strange thing. I don't think it's a bad thing, but just setting a timer for your practice session can afford you a lot. Oh, someone said, God bless you. God bless you. That's so sweet. Thank you. Sorry. So yeah, setting a timer for your practice session so that you aren't distracted by your phone or clock is really great. So just to recap, 5 tips briefly. 1, keep a practice journal. 2, listen to your influences. 3, set goals. 4, learn an entire song by ear. And 5, hi Dwayne. And 5, set a timer for your practice session so that you aren't distracted by your phone. Yeah, you said F social media. Yes. So that you aren't distracted by your phone or a clock. So those are my 5 practice tips that I'm doing too. So I'm with you in this endeavor. I am. Oh, you're from the UK? Cool. Hi, Mario. Thanks for tuning in. Okay, so before or as I'm wrapping up, if you missed the beginning of this, once it wraps up, you can go back. It'll post in, I think, a few minutes, once we've concluded, which we haven't yet, so don't go. You can go back and watch from the beginning. So it was a chat with me / 5 practice tips that I'm doing too right now. I wanted to say, though, that tomorrow I will be posting a new video with music, so a music video to YouTube at 5 p.m. Pacific Daylight Time. So that's been kind of a weekly thing. I've been trying to put out a video every week for the past month or so. But I also really would like to make this kind of live session a regular routine. So I'm thinking about aiming for every Friday and then a new video on Saturdays. I don't know. You guys let me know in the comments what you think about that. I think I could keep up with that kind of schedule right now. So I mean, I would love to just hang out all the time on here. I'm also a teacher. I don't know if I mentioned that. I teach music as well. I teach private lessons in addition to being a performer. So balancing that with YouTube, that's something that I love as well. So yes, you can follow me, by the way, on all social medias. I am on all the socials. I am on, well, not all of them. Like, I don't do TikTok. Let's see. So you can follow me on, okay, deep breath, Twitter, Facebook, YouTube, and Pinterest. I am on Pinterest. I don't know if that's a thing that you guys like. I really like Pinterest. And my handle is at Anya Wade Music for all things performance, as well as at Anya Wade Music Studio for my educational content. So you can look me up on all kinds of social media. Also on my YouTube channel, youtube.com/Anya Wade Music. That's youtube.com/ANJAWADEMUSIC. Sounds like the Mickey Mouse Club. You can check out all kinds of both performance videos as well as educational content. So I have both on my YouTube channel, and you can browse. I'm starting to also curate things into playlists for you, so you can check that out as well. So again, a new video will drop tomorrow at, oh, Skip Davis says YouTube is much better. Yes, I think social media is cool for the purpose of connecting, though, like actually connecting with you guys. Like, I like talking to you. And I'm grateful that you're here. So anyway, new video drops tomorrow on YouTube at 5 p.m. Pacific Daylight Time. Thank you so much for watching. If you're on Facebook, please check me out on YouTube. If you're on YouTube, please check me out on Facebook. And please like and subscribe on YouTube if you enjoyed this video. The other thing I was going to say was I really want to get into performing live as well. So that's something that I am aiming for. I've done that a couple times, but I really want to do that on YouTube as well as other platforms that I've already tried out. So yeah, thank you so much, guys. I hope everyone is staying safe. And 88. I hope sorry, I'm just trying to, maybe in another Q&A we'll talk. Okay, so thank you so much for watching. I so appreciate you and your support. And I will see you soon. Tune in tomorrow, and if you missed the beginning of this video, then in a few minutes when it posts, you can check it out and watch the full video from start to finish then. So thank you so much. Be well, guys. Be safe. Mwah. Thank you. Okay, signing off. Bye. And okay.